Hey everybody, welcome to Obscurities in Miniatures. We're back today with some new surprises from Greebo Games. Recently they had a Kickstarter for a new Orc fantasy football team. And while I like the idea of the fantasy football stuff, I don't envision myself playing in a full-blown league campaign, what have you. So I've been a big fan of GW's Blitz Bowl when they put that out, and I'm more than happy to go digging through Greebo's fantastic collection of interesting looking players. And the fact that they sell all of those individual players by themselves, as well as the star flashy guys as well, well, you know, who am I to not want to take advantage of that? So I got one of their trolls and two of their Black Orc star players. They had big, complicated, unpronounceable names, so we will put those names in the title. Don't you fret. So this is the first time I've had some Greebo resin, and I think this is the first time in a long time they've actually offered resin models. And I'll be honest, the first time I saw this troll online, I'm like, oh dude, this guy's gonna be massive. And he is, in comparison to regular models. But again, I have that Mears giantism syndrome where every model I purchase is inevitably compared to something that Mears has released. And so it's just kind of like, I don't want to say it's dismaying or disappointing, but it is in a sense, and it's something that I can get over, obviously, but Mears' stuff is so massive and awesome, it just kind of puts everybody else's big models to shame. And that's not a knock on the quality or anything, it's more just the size and how huge some of those Mears models are. But getting back to this guy, I gotta say, the detail is really sharp. Now, I never had an issue with any of the metals that Greebo's put out, but I gotta say, given a choice, I'm absolutely gonna go with the resin. It's sharper, I like it, and to me, it's a little bit easier to clean. Look at those claws on this guy, just the detail there. All the chains and spikes. I'm sure I'm not going to be able to paint it up to any kind of magnificent level that, you know, this kind of stuff deserves, but I'll do my best. And then he's got these big horns. I think that was what attracted my attention in the first place. He got those horns that are going to kind of poke off of his armor like that. Just a lot of detail on him. I'm curious how big those skulls are. I guess if we go like Oathmark human size, that looks about right. Maybe. They're a little bit tiny. That's okay. I would have bumped this guy up maybe 5% larger. I don't know. He does have a 40mm base as opposed to the 32mm bases that most of Greebo's fantasy football models have been on so far. I think there's two guys in here. I don't know which is which, but they are both big and bulky and full of lots of detail. This dude just looks cool. I probably am going to use them as Black Orc. Were they blitzers or something? I have one here. So size-wise, they're not massive. They're going to fit in great if you're looking for absolutely massive. Even this guy is not too overtly large. Still bigger than a human, at least. I really got to paint those guys. I really got to paint those guys. But yeah, there's just a lot of detail on these. One of the nice things that I really liked about their lizard team as well, and I don't know where I put them, I think I primed some of them, and I haven't painted a single one of them yet, is that they work probably almost well enough without actually having to be overtly football player types. I like that face. Very Yadaro looking orc. The hunch of his hunchback is pretty similar too. Not bad either. I don't know if I have a Yadaro orc handy. I'll grab one when I get these guys put together. So not super complex. They just need their head and their hands glued on. Easy enough. So give me a moment. And they're on the regular standard 32 bases, just like the GW guys. Give me a sec. We will get them glued together, and we'll grab them and show them off. And let me see if I can find my lizard guys while I'm at it. Alright, we got our troll and our orcs all cleaned up here. We'll start with our troll, whose name I can't remember. So, first thing that I feel I should get out of the way, other than the fact that they're really nice looking, was I did have the resin crack, not only on the troll, but on the orcs as well, in a couple of spaces. Just to make you aware, it's not like the figure shattered or anything like that. Nothing drastic, but just to be aware, it was a little thin there, and it's not anything, you know, little green stuff can't fix up. And to me, that's almost something that, you know, it's almost to be expected. A little bit of mold lines. Obviously, I did not clean everything as nicely as I should have, but otherwise, everything fit really well. And just the level of detail on this guy is great. Whether or not you'll be able to discern any of that after actually painting it is an entirely different story. I don't even know what color I'm going to do him. All my trolls are blue. Should I do him blue? Maybe I will. We'll set him over here, and then we'll take a look at our star players. Now again, I didn't get any of the basic players. I've already got my Blitz Bowl guys for that. I have a nice team of orcs that I have yet to paint. Actually, I think I have every team at this point, and I barely posted any of them. It's so bad. Check this dude out, though. I am really digging these sculpts here. He's big, too. He is on a 32mm base. I want to say that's the same size as the GW guys. Yes. So you can see he's not overtly large. He's not going to look out of place on the team. Obviously, he's a lot more fancy. He is supposed to be a star player after all, so he should have a little bit of flash on him. He went together pretty well. So you can see, you know, I think they blend in really nice. I'm probably going to use them for one of the more forward-facing positions on the team. I really got to get around to painting him. And then this dude with his, like, Guyver blades going on there. I'm pretty sure they're both supposed to be Black Orcs. Yeah. I'd say looking at him, especially from the front, it's almost too busy, but I think once the paint's on him, that really should help alleviate the busyness of it. So if you're curious, and I know you are because that's why you're watching, can I get everybody sort of kind of on the screen? So putting actual Blood Bowl models in there, you can see size-wise how they work. My thought was, I'm looking at them and I'm thinking, you know, they might make kind of crazy Rumble Slam figures. I've been meaning to try that out. It looks like something up my alley with all its goofy ridiculousness. But then I also started thinking, you know what, they'd probably be pretty good in Kings of War Vanguard, which someday, hopefully, I'll get to actually play, because I've been painting stuff up for it. Grabbing a random Mantic Ogre, you can see here, yeah, I think they'd make pretty good Ogre Bruisers if you wanted to do that route. Have them stand in. If you wanted to, maybe try using them as Iron Jaws. It might work. It might work. They're not that small compared to them. The question is, I'm undecided, well, the troll especially, I don't know if he should go blue, because most of my other trolls, like I said, are blue, is, do I want to go with a traditional greenish green, like I do for the GW orcs, or do I want to go with a more brownish hue like I have with the Adaro stuff? Because size-wise, I'd say they're pretty close match. They have very similar motifs with all the skulls and everything all over them. And honestly, this is probably one of my favorite figures that I have poorly painted, but regardless, it looks really cool. And again, very similar in style with the antlers and horns all over it. I think they would go well together. So let me know your guys' thoughts. Overall, really cool stuff from Greebo. I'd love to continue to see these in resin. I really like the resin stuff more than the metals, and so far, you know, I'll be honest, I have their lizard team, and I don't know where I put them, but since they're metal, they've just kind of gone on the back burner, and they were really cool sculpts too. But these, the fact that they're resin, honestly gives them a leg up in terms of getting painted. And that's not a knock on Greebo's metals or anything like that. They're really nice, but I just prefer resin, and these really sharp. Really, really sharp details. And actually, the spikes are very sharp, too. So be careful with those. We'll put a link down below, and I don't know about you guys, but I am quite curious to see what kind of new figures Greebo has coming out next. I don't know if they've done any previews of what their future teams may hold, so if I hear anything, I will be sure to let you guys know as well. With that said, this has been a High Lord Tamerlane. Had to think about that for a moment, who I am. With Obscurities and Miniatures, saying thanks for watching, and we'll see you back here soon. Bye-bye.